And so tonight we have our facilitator here who is a medical personnel. I would like to introduce her. She's Mrs. Josephine Omokwe. She's a licensed medical laboratory technician, and she's the founder of Healthy Living, an organization dedicated to impacting humanity. She's passionate about her work, and she has impacted a lot of lives, and she is happily married to Pastor Omokwe Paul. I want you to join me to welcome her as I invite her to take over. You're welcome.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, Ma, for making me part of this program. Thank you for the opportunity, Ma. Okay, we are here to discuss the necessary tests couples should carry out before marriage. You can title it as premarital tests. So, before marriage, it is essential for couples to undergo certain medical tests to ensure that both partners are in good health, to avoid the transmission of infection, and also to identify genetic or reproductive condition that will affect future children. So marriage is a union between two people, and also leads into reproduction. So you see, while we are guarding against some of these illnesses, we want to know the health condition of our spouses, of the person you're about to get married to, is to make sure that people make a good family, that you don't suffer illnesses either of your partner or of your upcoming children. So you see them, it is very, very important that this test be carried out, because some children are born into a family, they didn't plan to be born, and maybe start suffering some sicknesses, some illnesses they didn't plan for. So premarital testing is very, very important to avoid all these cries during marriage. Marriage is meant to be a happy one. It's not to be filled with tears, people crying here and there, and all of that. And you know, health is wealth. When you are healthy, you will be wealthy. Because when you are sick, even though you have all the money in the whole world, you will be spending it on what? On the illnesses you are suffering from. So couples, you are advised to run some medical tests before marriage. Don't allow the preparation of the marriage to carry out or to take your sense of reasoning. There are some things you need to put in front before the marriage. There are some things you need to consider before the marriage, not the marriage first. So that's why these premarital testing are important. Even before getting married, the person you are in a relationship with, it is good to know the person's health background, if the person has any issues with their health. So it's important. I know some people having boyfriends or girlfriend, the person may die in their hand, and it will be as if the person killed their boyfriend or their girlfriend, because these people had illnesses they were not aware of. For example, somebody has these asthmatic issues and you don't know about it. Once the person is manifesting it, you'll be shocked. But if you are aware of it, you can either get the healer from the person's back and you help the person with it. So you see that knowing your partner's health conditions is very, very important. It will save you fears. It will save you trembling when some of these conditions may want to arise up. So you see that it is important. So one of the tests that couples should carry out is blood group. So blood group determines the blood type A, B, AB and O, and the rhesus factor, whether positive or negative of both partners. When both partners know their blood group, it saves them a lot. You know, so many ladies that are in a relationship, they don't even know the blood group of their partners. They have sex with them, they get pregnant, they abort it, they don't know that they are doing what. let's say the baby you are aborting is carrying a positive blood group and you are a negative mom. So you see that abortion blood, your body has recognized that baby as a foreign body. So in subsequent pregnancies will result into miscarriages. So or even hemolytic disease of the newborn. So if your spouse is a positive, like your husband is a positive, has a positive genotype, and you as a lady, you have a negative genotype, a negative blood group. So it is important that you there are some preventive measures to be undertaken, like taking the Rogam injection when you are pregnant and after the delivery if the baby is blood group positive. So this is to prevent the complication of hemolytic disease of the newborn, whereby the mother's body recognizes the fetus as a foreign body and tends to build immunity against it. Blood group also helps in blood transfusion emergencies. So you see, when your spouse or anyone is suffering, or your children they are suffering from this maybe scarcity of blood and they need blood. So what do you do at this point? If you don't know your spouse's blood group, you'll be panicking at that time. But if you know, oh, I won't be able to transfuse blood to this person. So, okay, when any condition arises like this, what do? I will make sure I arrange for money. We are doing blood transfusion. We are getting blood in the blood bank or wherever we can get it to match up with, since I won't be able to donate blood to my spouse. So all these things will save unnecessary stress of you running helter-skelter. Another blood test that is very, very essential before marriage is the genotype. Genotype is the genetic makeup of an individual, and it is usually inherited from both parents. It can also be simply put as a code that is written on your DNA. It is responsible for your body color, for your eye color, and even for your blood type. So it can also be seen as hemoglobin genotype. So it determines the hemoglobin that is in your red cells. So why are we doing this test? This test is to identify a person's genotype, to identify if there is any hemolytic condition, just like the sickle cell anemia and even the thalassemia. So, in sickle cell anemia, it has to do with incompatibility in genotypes. So you see, it's not everybody you see you want to get married to because the person is handsome, because the person is beautiful. It is important for you to know a person's genotype before getting married to that person. For example, we have types of genotype. You see, the AA is a normal genotype. It doesn't have any problem. It doesn't carry any condition, any complication attached to it. Then we have the AS. The AS is a carrier. So it just carries the condition. It's not suffering from it, but it can pass it to generations to come, to children. So you see also the next genotype is what? Is SS. SS is the carrier. Is the affected person. The person suffers from sickle cell anemia, a very, very devastating condition that no one will want to experience. So we also have the AC. The AC is just a carrier. It has a mild condition. It doesn't suffer the severe sickle cell anemia. Then we have the SC. It suffers mild condition, so it's not severe. So you see, it's important that when you know your blood, your genotype, you will know who you can get married to. For example, an AA person can get married to AA. AA can get married to AS. AA can get married to SS. AS and AS, you have children. There is the shorty of you having a sickle cell um, patient in your family, in your household. Then talking about the SS and SS is a no-no. AS is a no-no. SS, SC, they are all a no-go area. So it is important to know so that you won't waste your life in marriage. You know, you are not just marrying beauty or the handsomeness. You are marrying a future that you need to be happy with. You want to build a future for you to be happy. But when you make mistakes in things like this, you will regret it forever. Then talking about the HIV. HIV is a test that helps you to determine the presence of the human immunodeficiency virus in the couples. So HIV weakens the immune system, and it's important for couples to run this test before marriage. Why? Because early detection will help you to start taking this antiretroviral therapy that will help to prevent transmission of this HIV virus. And HIV is transmitted sexually, transmitted through blood, transmitted during pregnancy, and also during breastfeeding. You see there. So these tests are not just important for the couples alone, but for the children. If a mother refuses to take this antiretroviral, or is not aware of the HIV he or she has, she will pass it to her children, and the children will come up having a disease condition they didn't plan for. So it is important. I've seen a mother, I don't know if it's carelessness or she wasn't aware of it. She was looking healthy. I think she had started taking the antiretroviral therapy. Then here is a baby. The baby was looking sicky, emaciated. A baby of 5 years old looking just like a 2-year-old baby, because of what this HIV virus has dealt deep into this baby. When they brought this baby to the hospital, they had to check the baby if it was HIV. In short, many looking at the baby, we just suggested HIV, and we did it. Lo and behold, the baby had HIV. So it's such a devastating thing for children to be born with such conditions. And I'm sure some children will never forgive their parents if they come to maybe experience such. So why put your children in risks when you can avoid it by running some of these premarital tests? Another testing that is very important is the hepatitis B and the hepatitis C virus. So they are very, very important because hepatitis affects the liver. So when you run this test, you will know if you are not having any of them. You can be vaccinated. Or if your couple or your partner has hepatitis B, the other partner can be vaccinated. But for the hepatitis C, it can be managed with drugs. So there are drugs to be managed with it. And when you do all this, it will stop it from graduating from normal hepatitis to affecting the liver or causing it most severe, like cirrhosis of the liver and even liver cancer. So it's important to save yourself pains of the future by running this test now. We also have tests like the liver function test and the kidney function test. This one checks the normal well-being of the kidneys, if they are running well, if they are lacking anything, if they need maintenance or anything. So you just need to know that your body is in a good state. That's just what it is. Then if there is anything arising up, if it's something you need to pray about, you know that, oh, my spouse have something like this. Okay, we pray about it. I will work with him or her. We'll manage this together. But when you are not aware of it, you see, you'll be panicking when some of this condition arises. Another test to be taken into consideration, very, very important, is a fertility test for both partners. For the male, a semen analysis will be carried out, and even the testosterone test to check the motility of the sperm, even the volume, because some men may have no sperm count. Maybe the shape is irregular, it's not normal. All these affect fertility. So when you know this, there are some drugs you take to boost your fertility. And when you are not aware, some of these things are there and they are aggravating to serious issues which should not be. For the women, a pelvic scan should be done to check the ovaries, to check if there's an ovarian cyst or even a fibroid, and a lot more. So even the luteinizing hormone, fertility follicle stimulating hormone, all these tests should be carried out to check if the hormones are in have their various amounts they are supposed to be in the body. If it's too excess, it will affect fertility. If it's too low, it will affect fertility. So it must be in a normal range for you to do what? To be able to reproduce. So all these tests, not that medical people want to bore you with some of this, but it's important for you. You may say they are not important, like I'm fertile, my family, we don't have issues. No, there's no issue like that. Some people will bring up the issue that, my parents in those days, they don't do all these things. Why are we stressing ourselves with all this? In our age, there's some lifestyle we live that tend to affect us, that our parents in those days didn't do. So you see, that's the major difference between them and us. So we must not use these things to joke. And some of them experience crisis in childbearing, crisis of illnesses in their marriage, though then they don't take it as anything. Some of them look at it as something spiritual. Some babies die maybe when they are born or suffering some issues. All of this, they were ignorant, they didn't know. But now you know. Why will you trade your health for something you're not supposed to trade it with? So take all these tests. Important. Another test to be carried out is the VDRL, the Venereal Disease Research Laboratory. So it's also known as the syphilis test. It will help you to detect syphilis. So this syphilis, when it's left untreated, it affects fertility. It will make you not to be able to reproduce. So run the VDRL test and make sure you know that you are not suffering from it. You are not testing positive for it. If you are testing positive for it, early treatment will prevent these issues from getting worse. So run your VDRL test today and know your position. Another test you should run is what? Full blood count. Full blood count, you have your blood level checked, if you are anemia, your hemoglobin checked. So all this, like full blood count, is just like a general test to check you, to check your blood. That's what full blood count is, to check your blood, your white blood cell count, your red blood cell, your platelet, all these to check them. Also your blood pressure. Some people come from a family where they have these blood pressure issues, they have these hypertensive issues. So if your spouse or anyone you want to marry is from such a family, you should be aware of it to know, oh, what can I do to help this person? And even you yourself from such a family, you need to guide yourself so that these issues will not aggravate. Like young people, they tend to be reckless about their living. They don't care. And maybe when people start approaching or start approaching 50, they hear these things are coming up gradually. That's when they tend to focus their mind on those things. But when you are strong, when you feel that point, you feel you are strong, is a major time you need to check your health very well. So not all is my family having such thing. Okay, I will watch for it. If it's coming up in my life, I will make sure I don't allow it. I put preventive measures to assure myself that it doesn't come to me. So that's a way of preventing some of these things reoccurring in our lives and in our generations to come. The fasting blood sugar test is to check if someone is being diabetic, or you are in that line of being diabetic. Maybe your sugar level is high. So what this test will help you, if your lifestyle have been a rough one that will affect your blood sugar, what you will do is to do what? Reduce all those things. Reduce it. It will help you to live a life that will match your health. So it is important. Take all these tests seriously and you never regret them. There are various tests uncountable to mention, but they are very important. You can take one at a time. You don't need to take all at once and say you want to run them. Since you have decided you want to marry this person, it is important, okay, we will do this month. Every month we run a test. Every month we run a test. Every month we run a test. You see that before your marriage day, you've been able to cover up all the tests. You say this one, you will not say this one is not important. This one is important. I will drop this one. I'll drop this one. So you don't know where the health issues will come up. So that's why you need to run it all around to make sure you don't fall a victim of any of these tests.